Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. Let's timestamp this one. It's 8:31 a.m. Sunday, September 19th. I wish you all a good day. Today's subject is going to be individualism or an ideology and vitamin A. Now, most of you are concerned about who I am, but let's just say I was offered tenure at St. John's University and I refused 2 times. And the reason I refused is because colleges no longer teach people how to be an individual, and how about, teaching these young students to become their own teacher, to have a lifetime of experience and learning on their own. You have to teach them that. Not to become useful idiots. An example of that would be like when your professor tells you, I think everybody should pay your college tuition. College should be free. They'll tell you, if you want extra credit, go demonstrate in the street. Meanwhile, they don't tell you that the college that you're in has enough money to pay every student's tuition for the next 30 years. How do I know that? I actually used to move the money for the colleges. And it's hundreds of millions of dollars daily. Do not give these people the keys to your mind. Once you do that, you lose your individuality. It's gone. You essentially do not exist. You become a copy of a copy of a copy. I'm going vegan because they did it and they're all happy and everybody accepts them. That's exactly what they're looking for. People who don't feel accepted. People who feel they don't count. You got to go beyond that. When you become your own teacher, you go beyond that. You become a microcosm, an individual, many-faceted. I mean, oh my God, to pick up the plight of an animal, a domestic animal, actually over doing anything for the rest of mankind. I can't understand how you could choose that if you're a person of any intelligence. If you're of any intelligence, they tell you, help these sentient beings out. Who, those starving kids in Africa? No, the cow. Wait a minute. I learned that sentience involves not only just emotions, but also a skill set, the ability to communicate clearly. Like, I can understand the purpose of your grunts and groans to me, and has a complicated message is being sent. No, animals can't do that. I think it's called the Brent test, where psychologists test your self-awareness. Dogs traditionally fail it all the time. You got a bunch of people telling you that they're for the betterment of mankind or the earth or anything, and they haven't done a damn thing but cause people to experience bad health or death. Look at the profiles of these people. If you eat meat, you're a murderer. You deserve justice. The definition of murder, if you look at it in the legal dictionary, is when one human takes the life of another unprovoked, for no reason, but for being a pure savage. I don't know why people are so willing to throw away the keys to their mind and give it to people that don't know what they're talking about. They do not care about you. They're animal activists. That tells you what they care about, the animals. When your diet goes wrong, are they there by your hospital bed helping you pay your bills? when you get sick from the malnourishment their ideology has caused? No, no. And I'll give you an example, because this happened to me with a prominent vegan couple, because they are educated and they know everything. They didn't know shit when it came to their ideology's nutritional values. Yes, feeding a person proper nutrition has to do with ethics, because if you don't feed them properly, you kill them, or you starve them, or you physically harm them. There is no ethics in that. Where's the morals then? And then what do you do when you ask them for help? The morally and ethic people, the diet's failing me. You didn't do it wrong, and this is what you get. The back, the back. And then they come and criticize you too. When you're down, they kick you. These people are scumbags. Stop giving these people the keys to your mind. When you follow an ideology with horse binders on, you're a useful idiot. In that case, I don't even think you'd be counted as a member of the human race anymore. You belong to a cult. Something foreign to human nature. Look at them. They wear all black. They're on YouTube telling everybody who eats meat, you deserve to die. We've been eating meat 4.5 million years. What does that tell you about these people? They're mentally disturbed. And those people that sit there and don't say, the vegans that don't say anything about this as being wrong, well, they're they're buddies with those type of people like Joey Carbstrong, criminal, trespassing on people's properties and stealing their livestock because of his ideals. Meanwhile, he's breaking the law. Where's his morals then? He has none. Now let's go. When I was looking to join veganism, I'm a person who's going to do research. I'm going to think on my own. I'm not going to, if something sounds too good, already my alarm bells are going off. These people are running around trying to get Godzilla from stomping on Bambi. I don't understand the ideology, but supposedly the diet is supposed to be healthy. That's what they said. That's what they advertise it as it is. They say it's 100% healthy for all stages of life. Now let's go through that. If you're going to change to being vegan, you're going to have a problem where to get your vitamin A. Because if you don't source your vitamin A from a plant source, you're doing it wrong. We all know that saying. So I asked a prominent vegan couple on YouTube, if you want to bring people into veganism, how do you do it properly? Now, where do I get my vitamin A from? We don't know. That was their answer. We don't know. And one of them's an English major? We don't know. Okay, they took a little time to go find it for me, and they said, eat a carrot. I look it up. There's no vitamin A in carrots. What's in there? They're referring to beta carotene and your ability to convert it to vitamin A. Now, there's a problem with that. Half the people on Earth can't convert beta carotene to vitamin A. It just doesn't work. It's not in their genetic code. Now, the other half that can, if they just happen to be vegan, there's also another factor that weighs on that. Since the body's in a malnourished state from being vegan, you don't have the building blocks for several proteins. And one of those proteins is retinol binding protein, which actually is the soluble fat in a protein form, which actually is the vehicle that carries vitamin A to all parts of the body where needed. So what you essentially have is a car with no gas. It's useless. And people are getting sick from this kind of misinformation. Stop giving these people the keys to the door to your health. They could say and tell you anything and you'll believe it. And you'll pay the price for it. And then when you confront them about it, you'll be the one that's criticized and ostracized. You're the one they'll be going in your comments field and harassing you. Time for some water. You'll be the one. Now, another thing is a lot of these vegans have been openly threatening to kill people if they eat meat. Something we've done for 4.5 million years. Telling you don't deserve to live. Well, in some of my subscribers' comments, my replies to them, I give a hint of where that's going to. If you can read it and understand it, well, then you possess an IQ above an ant's. Stop giving these people the keys to your mind. This is why I refused tenure at St. John's University twice. They do not want you to teach these young people to be individuals that could teach themselves. Every philosopher says if you can't find the answer, you must seek it yourself and become your own teacher. That's the ideals I work with when I wanted to teach the younger generation. I was told no. I was told to teach them the curriculum that we have here. We want our useful idiots. And if they can't pass the curriculum, we have alternate curriculum that lowers the standard for that class to get them out so the next class could come in so they can get paid. And here they are telling the kids to go out in the street and demonstrate for free college. They'll get extra college credit points. Yes, they're doing that. They're doing it in high school. What do you think the high school's got the idea for it? And then on the top of it, I used to move the money. I worked in the bank at these colleges. I used to handle their funds, their trust funds. They got enough money to pay every college student's tuition for the next 30 years. Then these vegans, you're 40 years old. You look in terrible condition. One of them said, you look 30 years old, but look at you. You look like you're 40. I'm 57, you fucking idiot. You'll, you'll praise God if you look like me at 57. Now on that again, I have to insist, all you young people out there, do not hand the keys to your mind to these people. Do not go into an ideology. Do not. I do not recommend it. It always turns out bad. You got so many examples of these cult-like characters going rogue. The FBI has a most wanted list of animal activists who've bombed places, robbed farmers, assaulted people. That's not being a hero. That's a coward. Of course, I can guarantee they keep doing that and they're going to end up meeting a farmer's shotgun. And the hero game's going to be over. Don't be standing next to them. Don't be the useful idiot that they push in front of them and you get shot down and they run off. And then they blame the farmer. They want the tear jerking effect. That's what we call it, the tear jerking effect. They make you feel bad. You give them money to ease your feelings of guilt. It's all psychological. They know what they're doing. What I'm here is telling you, do your own research. Up to the point where I hear people telling me, well, provide the studies. Do you possess the intelligence to look up your own studies and absorb the material? That's what you're telling me. You don't possess it. Stop listening to people. Don't even listen to me. Listen to yourself because you have a unique ability of teaching yourself, learning yourself. When the first man put lead to the page, he was teaching himself. He was keeping notes. It really upsets me, especially with this group over here. They're over here threatening me all kinds of ways. But they don't understand. I've been prodding them to do that for a reason. And I left subtle hints in the comments to one of my subscribers. I want them to come over here and talk stupid. I want them to come over here and act the fool. I want them to come over here and say, science doesn't exist because it came from 1939. It's not me that looks like the fool. It's them, and they know it. And they know it. Because if they didn't know it, why don't you just come on and debate me? Let's see your political ideals. Who are you associated with? Why is it when I mention the Impact is website, all of a sudden it goes silence? I'll say it one more time. It has nothing to do with hate. It has to do, you're misinforming people and they're getting sick as a result. You're twisting their mind. You're telling them to turn on their neighbor just because he decides to eat a hamburger. You're blaming them for murder. You're blaming them for destroying the planet. The same planet that you walk on every single day, and you're responsible for destroying just as much or as more of the planet's environment as anybody else. You are not, because you're a vegan, does not mean you're Jesus and you can walk on water. You drive cars. Your food needs to be processed and shipped. They have to kill animals to protect your crops, so you'll actually have something to eat. And you're screwing up the environment too. Because why? If you put a higher demand on produce, they're going to have to go out and take parts of the wild and turn them into farmland. It's all a lie. It's a money-making scheme by a bunch of fanatics. Animal rights fanatics who actually have warrants out for their arrest. They're on America's most wanted list, for crying out loud. You got a few of them. Stop following these people. Follow yourself. If you don't have the answers, don't rely on anybody else. That means it's time to get off your ass and find your own answers. Stop asking people for studies when you full well know you can go in there and type on the internet just like I did and find it right fucking there in front of you. Intellectually lazy people are useful idiots. Don't be a useful idiot. And on that, I'm out of here.